On this Veterans Day in America, we wrap up our series Veterans Voices with the story of a man who views every day as Veterans Day.
Larry Figurski joining us now with more on Mike Bowen's mission of a lifetime.
And Mike is a Vietnam-era veteran who has dedicated his life to honoring and making sure others remember those who did not come home from Southeast Asia. The veteran voice for those silenced by war, yet without really saying many words at all.
P-O-W-M-I-A.
Nearly 50 years after his honorable discharge from the U.S. Army,
Bring my brothers home today.
Mike Bowen is still serving his country
They've been gone a long, long time.
and those who made the ultimate sacrifice for it.
Getting mighty tired of crying. It was my own personal memorial to the Vietnam War in memory of my brothers that didn't make it home, and my friend's son was born when he was overseas. He never met his son. His son never met his dad. It's like, wow, I got to do something for these people.
In 1968, at the age of 19, shortly after the Tet Offensive and at the height of the Vietnam War, Mike volunteered for service.
I wanted to serve my country. I thought it was important. My father was a World War II veteran, and his father was a World War I veteran. I just wanted to keep it going.
He was just one of many from his high school class of 1966 to do so.
There was dozens and dozens of us.
But while Mike was assigned to the 3rd Infantry Division and Supply Company in West Germany,
You didn't have much choice back then. You went where they sent you.
many of his friends were sent to Vietnam. 8 of them never came home.
They died in Vietnam.
Friends of yours?
Friends, guys I knew, Cub Scouts, paper boys, sports, and partying, and your first beer, double dates.
After more than a decade of living with survivor's guilt, Mike attended the dedication of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C. in November of 1982. There he met a grieving mother looking for her son's name on the wall.
There was a little asterisk beside his name in it, which meant his body had not been recovered. He was classified as a prisoner of war or missing in action.
At the time, more than 2,500 such names.
He says, I'm going to run a mile for each one of those guys. I just started running, and I quickly did that and decided to run a mile for every name on the wall. KIA, killed in action or missing in action, Vietnam veteran. There's 58,200 names on the wall down in D.C., and I'm going to run 1 mile for each name on that wall.
At the time, 58,282.
John Alex Lee. Me and him were in Cub Scouts together. Didn't make it home.
Over the next 3 decades, Mike ran almost every day.
William Henry Stout III. We called him Willie.
In the beginning, when he was younger, some 60 to 80 miles a week.
Ralph Charles Muncie.
Every single mile carrying a POW MIA flag.
Been through a lot of flags. Charles Irvin Stuffler.
You still remember all those guys? They go through your head when you're running all the time?
They do. I can see pictures of them. I communicate with them when I'm out there on the long hauls. Sometimes I feel they're there. I think about it, and it's peaceful, it's spiritual. James Raymond Williams.
The man now known to most as the Flagman ran through more than 50 marathons, including the Boston, New York, and Chicago.
Crawford Henry Traver.
More than 24 Grand Rapids Riverbank runs.
Gary Lee Weaver.
Through nearly 800 pairs of shoes.
Randall Lawrence Perry.
Through 3 knee surgeries.
Benjamin Lee McCullough.
And even a bout with cancer.
Had some surgery and some chemo, radiation, and I got through it. I'm lucky. Donald George Lepard.
And while his strides have slowed considerably over the years,
Larry Edward Green.
Finally, on September 20th, 2013, nearly 31 years later,
Carl Allen Harris.
Mike finished his 58,282nd mile where his mission began.
James Oliver Lynch.
At the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in Washington.
It was a bittersweet moment, it really was. I hated to see it end, met a lot of great people along the way, and to end it right there, where it started, amazing, just amazing. I couldn't believe it.
Yet what began as Mike's final mission turned out to be anything but.
I already had a plan for another mission. I was just heartbroken when that happened.
At 68, Mike decided to run 1 mile for every person killed in the 9/11 terrorist attacks. And after completing those 3,030 miles, Mike, at 71 years young,
is now 6,500 miles into another mission, running a mile for every American killed in Iraq and Afghanistan.
I'm going to run till I can't move, and it's pretty much just a waddle right now, but it works. Take care of my brothers in arms. You are not forgotten. God bless.
Pretty amazing guy. Mike says he hopes to finish his current mission sometime in the next year or so, and says, God willing, he'll probably come up with another as long as he can keep running.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Dedication.
And when you do a story with Mike, it's on one condition. The story's not about Mike, although it should be. It's about the mission and who he's trying to remember.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Fabulous man.
Really, really wonderful. Thanks,
Thank you, Larry.